Alright folks, our last community game night was a huge success, so we're going to do it again. This time we're playing Halo, the Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One. Join us on Sunday, December 1st, 2019 from 8 p.m. till midnight Eastern Time. Join in with the community as we play Slayer, Team Rockets, Capture the Flag, and all of your favorite Halo multiplayer modes and maps. It's going to be a great time. All the information is on our website at www.WDGRPodcast.com and swing on by our Discord room, say hello, and link up with everybody else that'll be playing that night. I'll see you then. Hey folks, Drew from WDGRPodcast.com here. Thank you for hitting the download button and checking out this episode. This is the second part of our 50th episode roundtable. And Will and I are joined by our friends and lifetime gaming buddies, Dave, Vency, Vic, and Damien. And we're talking about all kinds of crazy stuff in this episode, including our top 5 games of all time, what we're looking forward to, and an accidental in-depth discussion about Mortal Kombat. So check it out, give it a listen, let us know what you think, and don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WDGRPodcast. That's at WDGRPodcast. If you like what we're doing here, I really would appreciate a moment. Leave a review on iTunes, or just give us a like, retweet one of our posts, and tell your friends. Word of mouth is the most powerful advertising we have because we don't have a budget. We really hope that you enjoy this episode, and keep an eye out for the following 2 parts. There's a lot of great conversation coming your way still, and I think you'll really enjoy what we have here. Thanks for listening, folks.
Or whatever, so.
Well, so yeah, what was that idea that you had?
So like, just right off the top, top 5 games
This year?
on your list. No, on your from any
all time?
of all time on your list, and why?
That's a good one.
That's tough.
I mean, that we would have to keep it short.
Yeah,
and sweet.
it's a lightning round. You have to come up with it right now. Right now. Just
Okay.
go.
Top 5. I would say we'll list them all off, but explain why it's your number 1. I think that's a nice little.
I don't know that I can put a game at number 1.
That's why I did it, because you
I
have
could.
to like.
Witcher 3 for me is number 1 for sure.
What's your number 2?
I would say Ocarina of Time.
Great choice.
Okay, keep going. Number 3.
Number 3 would be F-Zero GX.
Mm-hmm.
That
Wow.
was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 would be Resident Evil,
Which one?
their first remake.
Oh, on the GameCube.
Yeah.
The Resident
Yeah,
Evil
was
0.
that 0?
No,
the
remake.
Oh,
The,
the
the
remake.
first one.
The original remake that started the whole remake debacle.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yes.
And my last one would be Link to the Past.
Good one, man.
That's a good list.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Go, Will.
Okay. Number 1 would be Metal Gear Solid 4.
Over 1.
Because of the story. Wow. Over 1. Yep. Wow. Number 2, Asura's Wrath.
I'm surprised that's not number 1 for you.
Yeah. Number
With your
3.
tattoos.
Number 3, Metal Gear Solid 3.
All right, 1 Kojima game.
Sure.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. Well, that's 2. Number 4.
No Street Fighters in there?
Oh boy.
That's what it's like. You gotta be.
Number 4, I would say Journey.
Ooh, good.
And then 5, Inside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not obviously official, but lightning round version.
What? Oh,
That's it.
Go ahead.
Okay. For me, number 1, Tekken Tag Tournament Arcade.
Why?
It's still very good to this day and easily accessible. You could play it for hours or minutes. And it's better than the PS2 version because the PS2 version had the better graphics, but the gameplay felt a little slipperier because of the PS2 hardware. But Tekken Tag Tournament Arcade, amazing. So many memories there in the arcade. And then number 2 would be Super Metroid. No, I'm sorry, Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation. Number 3 would be Super Metroid. Number 4 would be Osatake Uendan. And number 5, I'm kind of knocking one off the list here, but I say number 5 is Contra.
I'm kind of
For the
surprised
NES.
that Owenda made your list.
Dude, that game, like, it's one of those timeless games where, like, whenever you play it, it brings you back, and it reminds me of when we played
it's got
all
great
those
music,
matches
yeah.
at the mall. And it's such a good game. It was so good, and they did such a good job with the music. As better as the gameplay was in part 2, it just lacked that complete charm that the first one had. Not to say that Uwendan 2 was terrible. It was actually very good, but just it was something missing.
Right.
Just a slight bit that made the original just so special.
Yeah.
But yeah, Uwendan, like I have that game down to a fucking science. Like I could play it still today and get like perfect scores on it.
I already want to modify my lineup.
Yeah.
Too late.
I just thought of 2 games that I'm like, why did I leave those out?
But if you want to say why'd you pick these, Metal Gear Solid because of the story, Super Metroid because of the story, Uwendan because of the gameplay, and Contra because of the gameplay. It's stuff that sticks.
What would you modify?
I would put Skyrim in there over Journey, and then I would put Sekiro in there over Inside.
Yeah, you see, that's so hard to just.
Well, see, like
And
these.
don't get me wrong, I love the choices I made, and I'm not changing the top 3. But I have to get Skyrim and Sekiro in there, and
Sekiro's special.
they're just, that would be it.
I would add Jaguar Radio to my list somewhere.
Who?
Yeah. So
Jet Set Radio.
yeah. So mine would be number 1 would be X-Men Street Fighter because we all know
What
why.
an excellent choice.
That's my number 1. Number 2 is Tribes.
Oh,
About Tribes. How do I know about
Shazbot.
Tribes?
Tribes would be number 2.
I got my fan list.
Number 3 would be Jet Grind Radio
Yeah.
or Jet Set Radio.
Yep. Jet Set.
The music alone in that game just made it for me.
Talk about Warcraft,
The
too.
gameplay was great.
Mm.
Number 4 would have to be Ocarina of Time.
Good choice. That's on a lot of
Solid
story.
choice,
Yeah.
yeah.
Puzzle in that
That's-
game was crazy. Fucking water.
And
Love that place.
number 5 would have to be PUBG.
I knew you. I just had
Yeah.
a feeling you'd say
Respect.
that.
Because it's
Yeah.
one of the few games that's kept my attention for so long.
Yeah.
I played Warcraft for like 11 years.
I remember going to your house and you like come on in, and I came in and you and Jen were on the couch like fixated on your laptop. Like, that's true love right there,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah,
love
X-Men
that.
Street Fighter, everybody knows the story.
Yep.
Did you
Yeah.
record there when we were talking about it earlier or no?
I don't.
I think you.
I think it was
Yeah, it was
recorded.
part of like a
Yeah.
tangent.
Okay.
We just need a remaster. You know,
Yeah, X-Men
that's
Street
it.
Is that a
was-
remaster?
Yeah.
Update.
So
I disagree.
Touch up. Just a touch up.
No,
Light touch
I
up.
think it's fine. Just,
Okay,
or
well
just
then a
re-release.
re-release then.
Just
A
re-release.
re-release.
You know what about Card Fighters Clash? SNK.
It's good, but not my top 5.
That was really good.
It's,
Maybe give it filters.
I think if you base if you look at anybody's list, I think a lot of it has to do with accessibility. Because you can pick these games up and play them whenever. And that's why, like, I refuse to put Destiny as number 1. Because years from now, if I want to sit and play it and revel in the nostalgia, I won't be able to because the servers might be shut down.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, as much as I love a lot of games out today, like Breakpoint, which I use this in a lot of examples, or Destiny, is these fucking live service games are at the whim of the publisher because we won't be able to access something that we paid for.
Right.
You know, so yeah, Destiny gets honorable mention as number 1 because you guys know the reasons. One of the best games I've ever played due to its social aspects, you know, the people I met and people I played with. But yeah, I can't say Destiny's number 1 because it might not be around one day.
Right.
So it gets honorable mention.
I would
True
love
story.
to see you play Warcraft.
I don't want to because I know what will happen. Okay.
You will never see Damien
You'll
again.
never
No.
see David.
No, look, Breakpoint has already been scratching that Destiny itch. That's how much I love that game because of it's just how it is. But no, I will refuse to play Warcraft because of that reason alone.
Drew's turn.
Half-Life 2 would be my number 1.
That
Good,
is
good choice.
Wow.
And that's it's
The narrative is still so fucking good.
it's
dude.
not a game that I've talked about a lot in the show.
Yeah.
But it is probably like one of the games that has left the most lasting impression on me.
Yes,
Sure.
the Combine soldiers still creep me out with their chatter and the coordinates and the pulse, the flat line when you kill them. Creepy.
The AI was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Well, everything about that game was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Every single thing of that game.
Animations, facial
And
expressions.
it still looks fucking amazing.
The update on the
What are
Half-Life
the other
2, whatever. is
other
still,
4?
Let's see here. I think
Good choice, man.
number 2 would be Doom, the original Doom.
Yep.
Number 3 would be Mass Effect 2.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. I think the gameplay in Mass Effect 3 is better, but Mass Effect 2 didn't butcher the story. So I think out of the trilogy, the second one is the best complete package.
Well-rounded.
And then, although the multiplayer in Mass Effect 3 is one of my all-time favorite multiplayer games I've
You and
ever played.
Kevin,
Yeah.
was it Vic
Oh
too?
my
But
God.
you
I was
guys played the shit out of it.
I was going to mention Kevin. He was playing that
I played a lot,
non-stop in its
It
prime.
was
Quite a bit of it,
great.
too.
Yeah.
And I think the gameplay on the multiplayer for Andromeda was better, but they fucked up the leveling system and they made it so grindy that it just ruined it. You know?
What's number 5? What was that number 4?
I think that. Let's see here.
That was 4.
Yeah, we're shot, guys. See?
Mass Effect 2 was 4.
No, that was 3. I think.
That was 3. So I'm on number 4. Flashback to Quest for Identity.
Ooh, SNES.
Yep.
Nice
that was
one.
the way. That was the way I originally
think I've
played
ever
it.
played that one.
Delphine Software.
I
They use
streamed it though. You
rotoscoping
were
on
watching
that.
the stream, I think, when I was streaming it, or maybe not. Maybe
No,
not.
I wasn't. I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, but it is one of those games that for whatever reason, like I just love it.
Yeah, that was when EA was into the rotoscoping because they used the same technology for Shaq Fu, if you remember that. But
Yeah.
the SNES version was distinctly better than the Genesis version.
Yeah, but even that
Yeah.
didn't run all that great. The PC version is arguably the best one.
What was the game that came up before that?
Out of This World.
Thank you. I was thinking Outer Worlds, but yeah, Out
Yeah,
of This World.
so it was like depending on how you bought it, it was either Out of This World or Another World.
Okay.
And then the 5th game, this is tough.
Do it.
Final Fantasy VII.
That's a good call.
It was my first RPG, and although it's not the best RPG I've ever played,
Never forget your first.
it's probably my favorite.
I'm surprised Command and Conquer is not in there.
Honorable mention. See, the thing with these lists is like depending on what day of the week you ask me, they could be
could
completely
change,
different.
Yeah.
Command and
Damien,
Conquer should be on there.
You forgot about Geometry Wars.
That's true, but it has some.
You play the shit out of the game.
It has-
insane
you
amount of
still play
time.
that game.
Oh yeah, I do. I had to stream it the other day because Modern Warfare was being a shithead. But it's really hard to say what's best. But I look at it as a means of the impact it left on me,
Yeah.
the memories with it, and accessibility. So accessibility, Geometry Wars would be number 1, but
Right.
the memories associated with Tekken Tag put it at number 1. I can still play it today. And then Metal Gear Solid left such a lasting impact on me. Even Bioshock Infinite did better of an impact, but I have more fun memories of Metal Gear Solid. So that's how I've been keeping these active in my head for a while. That's why I answered like that.
So my first game, I'd have to say Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
The storytelling was like nothing I'd experienced in a game before. The music was definitely like nothing I experienced in a game before. It got me into RPGs and even eventually into anime, and really kind of changed my trajectory as a gamer and my fandom in general.
Yeah.
I would say Final Fantasy X is another one in my top 5.
Really?
Yeah. Grandia 2.
A lot of
Good choice.
RPGs, nice.
Yeah. Doom 2, Hell on Earth, and probably Resident Evil 4.
Nice.
Nice.
That's good. Good topic.
A lot of different games is nice.
Yeah.
Good variety, but good choices. And you can ask anybody too, and the list will probably be similar, but they'll have, just like us, they have the reasons why they.
And like I said before too, like if you ask me this question tomorrow, it might be a completely
Mass
different
Effect
5.
Andromeda is number 1.
Well, no, that'll never happen. But I might say Mass Effect 3.
Sorry, Fallout 76.
Or
my
maybe
bad.
I might say Doom 2016 or Command and Conquer. You know, Command and Conquer is. See, that's tough because Command and Conquer 1 was a pivotal game, but it is not the best.
No.
And then like
the one we played a lot was really good.
probably Red Alert.
Yeah,
Red
I was
Alert.
thinking
That's the one.
that.
Yeah.
I played Generals a lot.
Generals
was
too.
really good
Gen-
too. Yes.
But if,
GRU,
I
baby.
played Generals.
like
a lot.
if Generals was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but as far as like a strategy game goes, it was really shallow.
Yeah.
Because you could each team had one unit you could just dominate with. And if you built that unit in a specific way with certain modifiers, you would just
that's
destroy
dumb.
everything. So as far as the balance goes, not really there. But like if you look at like Red Alert or Red Alert 2 or even like CNC 3 had much better balance than Generals, And then of course you have games like Sins of a Solar Empire, bless you, which are just completely a game just chess,
You guys ever talk about board games on here?
No, because
No.
Will doesn't like board games.
This is true.
BORED games.
This is true.
I mean,
Yeah, kind of.
every time I say like Will, I'm like, I want to play a game on the show, and he just like rolls his eyes at me.
Pretty much over the air.
We should
But
have him.
you know
we should
I'm
play
doing
the Doom
it.
board game with him. He'd like that.
What's that?
The Doom board game.
I don't think he would because there's too many rules.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Too many
Omega
rolls.
Virus.
I'm
And
out.
I'm not
That's what I was gonna
trying to
say.
throw you under the bus.
still
It's
have
just
No, that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
If it's not checkers or Go Fish, I'm out.
yeah,
It takes like half
You
an
know?
hour to read the rules and then we play.
because we play so few and far between.
Yeah.
Like if we were to actually like play on a regular basis, we could just sit down and start playing. You know?
Diplomacy.
Oh God,
Munchkin.
Munchkin.
He would hate that.
No, I think he would enjoy Munchkin.
There's even
Will?
a Bioshock
Munchkin's an easy
Infinite board
game.
game.
I think
What?
I think Will would enjoy Munchkin
If it's
because it's
simple,
almost video gamey.
it's got to be simple and fun.
Yeah, it's almost video gamey.
All right,
it's like an
tic-tac-toe,
RPG.
Will, okay.
I'm game. I'm game. We'll play it on like a big life-size board. Yeah.
So Munchkin is like a card game, but it's RPG style.
Okay.
It's very video game kind of. You would like it.
And it's kind of crazy too because you can grab like all these different packs from different like genres and blend them together. So you can have like orcs and goblins fighting ninjas. You know, there's like Kung Fu Munchkin. There's
like a
Space Munchkin.
Scarf
There's
you can have
a plus 10 scarf.
plus 5 cane.
It would go right along with
like
your
RPG games.
It's silly.
No, what were you talking about on the last podcast? Yeah, fucking Vampire Lord.
Oh God.
Skyrim. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
Sure.
You could be a Vampire Lord. Kind
Okay.
of.
So question, but
Because you can have different classes and stuff, so you could be a vampire, you could be a whatever. Yeah.
didn't a company put out a Cyberpunk board game or something recently? Cyberpunk 2052 or something like that?
Well, Cyberpunk is originally a
pen and paper tabletop, right?
RPG, yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. It wasn't 2077, but
No,
it
it
was
was 20-something.
right. So it wouldn't surprise me if there is not a Cyberpunk board game of some sort. But
Yeah, because something, I don't know if it was either they were just they were talking about the old one just because a new one is becoming very, of course, CD Projekt Red are becoming very popular. But I read something, I think it was on Kotaku, and it said like this is exactly what we need to play before Cyberpunk 2077.
I might have to look into that. That might be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because I am looking forward to that game.
Dude, it's The Witcher 3 in the future with hacking.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that game.
It's going to be so fucking good, dude. I'm still playing The Witcher 3 now, and it just blows my mind. I don't know how they can make it look any better. You could mod it to look better on a PC, and I'm like, how? Because this is fucking beautiful on my Xbox.
They have an HD mod just for nude models.
I know. Well, yeah, I did look at. Anybody who was like, "Oh, I never looked up a nude mod," you're a liar. Okay, because we all have out of
'cause you definitely
curiosity,
did.
and I agree with Vincy. It's crazy.
It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, like
Welcome
those areolas
to
are so real.
WDGRPorncast.
WDGPR. Porn retrospective. Remember
The original nude mod was for Lara Croft.
yes,
It
You know,
was.
everybody went to look for that. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, they're so real. Wow, her butt is a giant square. It's
My
awesome.
my favorite cosplay of recent memory is when somebody does Lara Croft from the PlayStation 1.
Yes.
And they have the
pointy-
triangles.
Yes. Yeah.
That was so ahead of its time. All right, we're going off the rails again.
There's a girl on
Tomb Raider?
Instagram
Goddamn.
who did that recently.
What's that?
There's a girl on Instagram who did that recently.
Yeah, there's been a few cosplayers that have done that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's always
Let
just
me look it up.
See, as I say, one last thing to my viewers, it's called gamer speak. You know, because we all are passionate about gaming in one way or another. Whether somebody likes RPGs or fighting games or whatever, and we all bond because of it. And it's like, you see that on Twitch, you see that here on the podcast. I love talking about stuff. We're talking about cosplay because of video games. How cool is that?
yeah, it's
And
pretty
Vincy
amazing.
is looking up the nude mod. Oh no, the triangle tits. That is awesome. Yes. We need a new triangle tit mod for The Witcher 3.
do
Somebody
we
get on
do
that.
we though?
No.
But yeah, for laughter for 5 minutes, I say yes.
I mean, I think you sound like the guy for the job.
Yeah, I'll get on it. Come on.
I bet he will.
I paid somebody to do a Yoshimitsu, a Gray Fox, and two Yoshimitsu and a Predator mod for Sekiro.
Nude?
No, I do not want to see Predator balls, Dave. But dude, it's the Predator model I purchased for like $30, and somebody did a mod, and it is fucking
I'm just
awesome.
picturing the Predator like shaking.
Dude, look at that Predator ass. It's
Jesus.
awesome. Yeah, it is really cool.
His wang is cloaking.
Only his wang is cloaking. What's going on here?
If you want a nude game, play that game with the Japanese people in the bathtub, whatever.
Oh, Catherine.
Is that cat? No,
I
it's
think-
not
Catherine.
That is
Yeah.
a weird game.
Yeah.
I've played that. That is a
What the
bizarre
fuck
game.
kind of games are you guys playing? Jesus Christ.
I
They're
don't know.
real
I
games, Vic.
I just saw it.
Yeah,
Catherine's
Catherine.
not nude, but it is.
It might be Catherine.
Catherine's out there,
Yeah,
though. But it's like,
Onechabra was another one that pushed the envelope of just how nude they could get under the scrutiny of the rating system. It's
crazy.
Yeah,
Dave,
butt floss
Yeah.
everywhere.
page 115.
Oh boy.
And the
Jesus.
Doom
boy, oh
guy
boy, oh
shot
boy, oh
Gilbert
boy.
Gottfried in the dick.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh my dick! Oh my god, you shot off my balls!
Okay.
Christ. That's definitely like a Jesus fuck kind of moment.
All right, here we go. Ready, Dave?
Yes. Arlene, your ass is mine, I replied.
Wow.
God, and you guys are sitting, look at this book. This is official. I'm just making one-offs here. Jesus.
I've had
Nice.
the drop on you since I opened the damn door.
Wow.
Zombies didn't talk that way either. They didn't tease or smile a moment later when awareness crept across a human face. She returned that smile, and I knew everything would be all right.
Wow.
Wow.
I am
This
going
is like
to
fucking
buy.
story time.
I'm going to buy this book, and I'm going to buy a bottle of like Stoli vodka.
Oh my
and I'm going to
God.
get fucked up and read it every night until I finish it.
Your ass is
Oh,
mine.
That's
it
right.
continues.
Oh my.
Staring me up and down, she commented, "Nice fashion statement. I'd forgotten I was buck naked."
So that means he's well hung.
My damn reflexes insisted on embarrassing me, and I reflexively covered myself.
With his
"Turn
own-
your back," I implored. "I will not," she answered, eyes roving where they shouldn't. "You're the first decent thing I've seen since this creep show began."
Wow.
Oh,
All right.
I told you this book goes places. Like it's
definitely.
it is definitely written like by a teenager for teenagers.
Yeah.
Eyes roving.
Yeah,
It's like
step
50
in.
Shades of Grey, just in Mars.
It really is. So there's a lot of like big games coming out like in the next 12 months. What are you guys looking forward to the most?
I think Vincy and I already answered that.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know, I'm sorry.
Order
I
and
keep cutting off.
Cyberpunk. Those two, top two, for me.
I keep jumping in. Sorry.
What did you answer with? Death Stranding?
Well, it's
And
there's
Cyberpunk.
just I mean, regardless of anyone's stance on microtransactions and how companies are monetizing and good developers like CD Projekt Red, there's a lot of good stuff out there, and that's one thing I think that's one of the strong suits of this climate is there's something for everybody, and you know all the big name stuff. I mean, Death Stranding comes out 2 days from today, Friday. What's this Friday?
I think it's the 8th.
The 8th.
Yeah.
And then Jedi Fallen Order comes out the 15th. That's going to be very good. And then there's a little bit of a lull because they delayed The Last of Us 2. That's going to be very good.
They did delay that, yeah.
But you see, that's a good thing because people will complain all they want, but you know you're going to get a better product, so
Yep.
people are happy with it.
Not only
Yeah.
that, but in a lot of cases they're delaying them so that there's less crossover with other games too.
Well, I mean, that's kind of...
whether it's intentional or not.
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm fine. I'm totally fine with them delaying Doom until
That's
March
going to be awesome.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like I still am buried in shit that I haven't finished.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, who is ready for a new game?
Right.
Not many people.
Everyone's
Except
wallet
for
is,
Vic.
but not them. Yeah.
Vic's like the only person.
Winner,
He's
winner.
shaking his
chicken.
head,
And
though.
Damien, potentially.
I mean, is there anything you're looking forward to?
No.
Cyberpunk is my number
Honestly, I haven't. I was very looking forward to Gears of War, and that just disappointed me so hard. And
Yeah.
just like, I don't have anything else
Yeah.
like other than maybe Halo, but that's next year.
Yeah.
Nothing recently. Nothing coming out anytime soon.
Mm.
Cyberpunk, maybe I might get it.
Did you play
Yeah.
The Witcher, though, Vic?
No.
Okay, then that's why you're like, If you've played The Witcher,
You gotta
like
watch-
Vince
you gotta
and I,
play
you would
Witcher.
totally get it.
Huh?
But I never played
No.
The Witcher, and I can't wait for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is more sci-fi, so up my alley compared to Witcher is more like fantasy. That's just like
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw BlizzCon
Never was-
last week.
What's that?
BlizzCon?
No.
Can't talk about Hong Kong, you're fine.
Diablo 4 looks badass.
Yeah, the stuff, that's what, 2 years off, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
They showed
like,
the gameplay. It was really good.
I'm not a big fantasy person, but sci-fi
Yeah.
is up my alley.
I'm the same way as you.
So
I
Like, you can
Cyberpunk, I
take the same exact game, and
Put-
if you
yeah,
put
make it-
dragons in it instead of aliens, like fuck it.
Yeah,
I don't,
exactly.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, make it sci-fi with lasers and fucking
Yeah.
cool.
And that's
gun
why
cars,
that's why I loved Mass Effect and had zero interest in Dragon Age.
Yeah, it's
Well-
almost the same. Yeah, same kind of friggin' thing.
I know they're different games, but
But-
it's the same idea.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like so I've always been like more space.
Yeah.
Towards space and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So
I'm definitely looking forward to the Final Fantasy VII remake. That's probably the big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Second would be Last of Us 2.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm also interested in Dying Light 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Did that come out yet?
No.
I thought it did. When is that
Dying
coming
Light
out?
came out recently, right? Like last year or something like that?
That was
No, that was a few
Dying Light-
years ago.
Dying Light
At
came a long
least.
time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
D-
Yeah.
Dying Light came out, I think, probably in 2014,
Yeah,
and
when
it's still
Xbox-
supported with free DLC
Yeah.
to this day.
That's
Well,
I
awesome.
remember
That's
getting
cool.
Dying Light when Xbox One first came out, like around that
Didn't
time.
you give me a copy?
I
Of that?
did.
I haven't played it once.
That's all right.
It's
It's
a fun
worth it,
game.
though. It's good.
Yeah,
What kind of
So-
game is it?
it's
It-
a zombie type.
Yeah.
It's a kind of
That's-
it's a
it's a
spiritual sequel to
Open world
Dead
zombie
Island.
survival,
Oh, okay.
right?
But you're forgetting the unique element is parkour.
Yeah,
Parkour.
Wasn't Kevin into that for a while?
yeah. Me
Parkour?
and Kevin.
Yes. I could totally see a giant 250-pound guy just effortlessly jumping.
Kevin and
over.
I used to play Dead Island a lot.
Dead Island
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah,
We
you
played
guys
that
did. I
a
remember
lot.
that.
I played
And that was
Yeah.
a very fun game. We played the shit out of that game, and
Yeah.
then that studio got shut down or fired or whatever.
Both.
And
You're
they were
fired,
like,
game.
"All right, fuck you guys. We're gonna make another game, which would be in the same vein as Dead Island, just better.
Yeah.
Ended up making Dying Light, which we got on day one.
Yeah.
And we played it. It was a fun game.
Yeah,
It was a
that's
very fun
great.
game.
I
I'm
think that was
surprised
it,
it's still getting DLCs and shit.
Is that the one
getting
with the
free DLC,
Shantytown?
Which is
man.
awesome. Which is amazing.
Shantytown and crafting?
Yeah.
Something like okay, that's it. I remember Kevin was talking it up a lot.
Yeah.
Like I saw you guys play it. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
think
this
it
looks
takes place in Turkey, right?
I don't remember exactly what it
cool.
was.
Sniper
yeah.
Wolf turned into a zombie.
No, it was a good game.
Cause
Dying
she's
Light was a
Very
good game.
unique.
Kurtz
Yeah.
from Turkey.
I like how the zombies got stronger and worse at night.
Yeah, when it's dark out,
When it's
just
dark out.
hide somewhere.
Yeah, just go and hide.
You just
Don't
wait.
go outside.
Just wait.
I'll have to
Wait
try to
for-
find
wait
some
for
time for
daylight.
this thing because this does sound pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, it
You
was a
guys
fun
are, like,
game. It was
actually
a very
talking
fun
about
game.
And I'll tell you, for a game that's probably going on 5, it is still absolutely gorgeous.
It is a good, yeah. It was a very good looking game when it first came out. So I'm surprised. I'm sure they've put out like maybe graphics patches or something.
Very
Made
possible.
it better.
But dude, like
know.
I think I just downloaded an update for it like in the past week.
Wow.
You know.
That's cool.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
That's how it should be too. Like it goes, it goes against a games at service model because games at service models are usually online only. And I think the recent release of Borderlands 3, which is very good by the way, it's more of the same, and your mileage will vary. If you love Borderlands, if you really love Borderlands, you're gonna love Borderlands 3. If you've had enough from Borderlands 2 onward, you're not gonna like it. But
Yeah.
it's one of those games that holds true to it's not always online, yet they're still treating it with updates and patches.
Yeah.
And it's cool that Dying Light is still being supported. Like you don't need to be always online, and 5 years later, it's still getting support. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with me, like, you guys already know, I love multiplayer games. That's all I play. Part of the reason is because when I hop on Xbox Live, I get bombarded with invites to play.
Yep.
See, like I'm the opposite. Like I don't want people contacting
I always
me.
appear
Yeah.
offline. Yes.
Like when I'm playing a game on Xbox, like I don't want you to bother me. Now, if you say to me, "Hey, let's play something," that's
Yeah.
different.
Well,
but
yeah,
like,
we know
but
each
like
If
some
people
guy,
you don't know, it's just like
yeah, because like every time I have an online experience, like there's there's somebody in there like just that. Most of the time, it's somebody that's on your list.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
and they're just like that guy that played fucking Anthem with us. Like, I want to like reach through the game and like fucking strangle the shit out of him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know how to run this," and he's just constantly dying. I'm like,
Yeah.
"You motherfucker, you never even played this game. Why are you?"
that?
That
I don't
reminds me
remember.
of a certain part in Destiny,
who
right,
that was.
That's the guy I
Vincey?
worked with.
Remember that the jumping
No.
puzzle in King's the King's Wrath
nobody,
or whatever the
nobody I
King's
worked
Fall
with
raid.
has Anthem.
Yes.
We're reflecting on when we used to raid hardcore every Tuesday, and one week we're like, "Hey, Drew, let's play King's Fall together." Yeah, sure, I'm down. And we hit the metal part with the middle part with the dick wall.
Yeah, the dick
dick
wall.
wall?
It's
wall,
literally
yeah.
a dick wall. There's these
These things
spikes.
like dick punch you.
No, literally, they look like they're phallic platforming puzzles that if you're in front, like you're on these walls and there's a left side and a right side, and you got to jump over a chasm to get to the right side, and there's this path you need to take, and there are these parts on one side, the left side, that they will launch out. And you have to time yourself so you don't get pushed off. So you could be as meticulous as you want jumping around, but if you're off by the fraction of a second, these things will shoot out and push you off. I think we were on that for about a good 15 minutes trying to show you
way
where
more
to
than
go.
15 minutes.
Drew loves jumping
And
puzzles.
Drew
way
was
more
just
than
like,
15.
fuck this game. And I think that's when you dropped Destiny, was after that raid.
It was shortly after that.
Yeah.
Because you know what it was? It was a combination of a few things for me. I was working nights.
Yep.
I was getting out of work. I don't remember if I was getting out of work at midnight or at 2, but it
Yeah.
was one of those times.
Where
So-
were you working then?
Cablevision.
Okay, that's
He was
right.
doing over.
I was working at TSG.
TSG.
Okay, that's
So
right.
so I was working like really like shitty hours,
Yeah.
and my days off didn't jive with your days.
Mm-hmm.
So I would sit at home. I would wake up at like, I don't know, 11 o'clock, and I would play Destiny by myself until I had to go to work. And then I would go to work, and then I would come home and maybe play for another hour and go to bed. And I would do this every single day.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anybody. I didn't have any contact with anybody. I wasn't doing anything creative at the time. So the one or two times that I had an opportunity to actually play the raid with you guys, I'm getting dick punched off of the ledge. And I'm getting pissed because like you guys are having all this you're having a ton of fun playing this multiple times a week, almost every night at
Yeah,
that
we
point.
we
You guys-
raided every Tuesday and Wednesday.
so
was
so
great.
you guys were literally playing to carry me through the raid.
Which we didn't mind.
But like the point is like I wasn't holding up my own, and I was getting frustrated at this puzzle trying to get to this other side of the map, and like I'm just like, you know what, I don't get a chance to play this, and I don't feel like being like embarrassed by this.
Dick punch.
Yeah,
It is literally
it was
a
just
dick punch.
it was a combination of things, and then, like I needed to stop playing that game.
Yeah.
Dude, we
And
should,
I think
like,
that was like the final nail for me.
got to do
Rating
a
was fun,
Destiny episode. We got to do just
Rating was
reminiscing, because that's what it's all about.
No, because it will go downhill really fast for me.
Well, no,
but-
that's because Vic got
Sorry.
No Land Beyond 15 times in a row.
The thing is like if we're gonna do a Destiny episode, I think we actually need to play Destiny again.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of things that have come around, and but there's been a lot of good things.
No, there really it has come a long way, and I give Bungie a lot of credit for that. It has really come a long way.
Yeah, I don't believe it's like gameplay wise, yes, it's the same game, but mechanically, I don't think it's the same game we played.
A lot of people still play that game though.
Oh, dude, it's great. Like they really have updated it. But again, it's like Borderlands, right? The more it's more of the same. So if you
Right.
got a lot of mileage out of the first two, you're gonna love the third one. But if you stopped at a certain point, you're like, and that's where I am. I played like 4,000 hours of Destiny.
Yeah.
As great as it was, it's just like
That's
you're
insane.
35,
4,000 hours.
35, I think about 3,750
Yeah, that's what I was
hours
saying, like,
between
space
both
stuff.
platforms.
That's what I think. Like I'm like big on space stuff.
Yeah.
Look at my shoes.
Yeah. We are not alone.
Yeah.
I spent a good portion of my life playing Skyrim, and I clocked at 135 hours.
Fallout 3 for me was 350 altogether. I played the game for
Jesus.
6 months.
You'll never be as cool as me, who
Yeah,
actually
games.
stopped the clock of Final Fantasy 7.
Dude, you got okay.
That's
Stop the clock.
No,
Whoa,
the
whoa,
thing
whoa,
was is
stop the
once you
clock.
hit what 99 hours, 99 minutes, 99 seconds, or something like that. What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing was is the only reason I didn't play Final Fantasy VII was because I played vicariously between all of you guys. I
Right.
saw the
And that's
golden
why I never-
chocobos with Scott and everything.
That's why I never played Resident Evil. It was the same thing.
Yeah, you saw it through us. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I'm like I played Final Fantasy VII through my friends.
Right.
Ellen beat Sephiroth with 1 hit point as Sid. He almost died, and I saw the ending. I was like, this is really cool. I don't need to play it now.
I played that game like all right, so I know I put in over 100 hours, but I don't know how many
Yeah.
because it did stop counting.
It stopped. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
But
It's just
I had
like
3 Master Magics, 3 Master Summons, and 3 Master Commands. Dave will attest to how hard that was. That's like grind.
Yeah, that was given that was my first RPG ever. I did not master it. I didn't really understand the gravity of that. So I put in 77 hours, just barely enough to be at the level where I could beat it. But there's actually a whole lot of game that I'd never explored in that.
Did you ever do Ruby and Emerald Weapon?
I don't believe I did.
Oh man, those were really difficult battles,
Oh, I believe it.
but they were epic.
Oh, dude, that was such a pivotal and just envelope pushing moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you could say, yeah, Final Fantasy 3, aka 6, oh yeah, this and that, but it really set a standard, and you can see how it changed the landscape moving forward, and it was amazing.
That's why I say like I recognize that it wasn't the best RPG, but it was
But
my
it
favorite.
set so many standards.
But it's my favorite RPG.
Yes.
You
And
know?
a lot of people listening will probably be like, yeah, and like there'll be a
Right.
few counterpoints, but I bet you everybody will agree.
Look, FF7 was a gateway drug for so many people.
Oh god, dude, yeah.
The summons made that game. They were so badass.
Oh,
Like
dude.
Knights of the Round and
Nice around was
That was what
yeah.
was the other one with that demon? What everybody loved that one. What was it called?
Ifrit.
Oh, I know. If
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
even play the game, and I know that.
Yeah.
I think there was
He's
like
one
a
of the
Pandora's
earlier
box or
unlocks
something.
Yeah,
too, I
he's
would
one of the
say,
first
but
ones.
still badass.
So cool. When
Wasn't
you
he
first
like
saw
Earth based or something? Like he did like Quake
Ifrit?
stuff?
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah.
I'm going through the Final Fantasy VIII remaster right now,
heard
which
that's
has its
really
own version of Ifrit.
Yeah.
It's I'm very early in, but it's fun to take that trip down memory lane.
The gunblade mechanic was so cool. You had to pull the trigger at the right time to do more damage. That
Yeah.
was clever.
Yeah, I never got into FF8. I always wanted to, and I think I borrowed somebody's copy. I don't think I bought it, but I borrowed it, and it wasn't FF7, and I wasn't interested. And I think that actually, looking back at it, 20 years later, like that's what makes it better or different. Like that's a credit to it. Like they could have just made FF7-2.
Yeah.
They could have, yeah.
But they didn't.
But they did that with
yeah.
10.
You know, actually, it's funny because I remember reading an interview with some of the creative staff of Final Fantasy VIII back when it came out, and they were asked if they would ever do like a Final Fantasy VIII-2. And, we all know nowadays some of the Final Fantasy games do have sequels, but back then they didn't. And they said that their philosophy was that their games should be as complete and standalone as possible.
That never happens today.
But back then it was true, and I kind of wish it was the case today.
Yeah.
Right, me too.
Because things are definitive. Again, you bought Super Metroid on a Super Nintendo. That was it.
Yeah, well, you couldn't.
If there was an exploit or it was broken, that's the way it was. Now it's like, well, we're going to release a patch.
I feel like
the ice
the
cream.
internet has ruined things.
It has.
That's.
I think
to
a great
blame.
example of like a broken game from that era is Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3
Oh my god!
for the Super Nintendo.
I
Like,
knew
that
you would say that. You
game-
were an EGM for that, by the way.
I was, and they gave me a game I have still yet to play because I cannot.
I was
It's a Super Scope 6 game.
Oh, that's right.
shit.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
I was
with you when we discovered that
Yeah.
that sheet.
Yeah. How did we find that?
What, Shiva wasn't in it, and you like found like her moves or something?
Something like that.
You could play as what was left of her, pretty much.
Cool, which is like just
figure that
random.
out.
I have no idea.
It was something with the random select, I think.
Something.
I believe it was, yeah.
And it was a glitch, but I found it.
That was a competent port too.
Yeah.
It was pretty good until the PlayStation versions came out. But Mortal Kombat 3 for SNES was great.
I never knew you were an EGM for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have the issue somewhere. I think it's at my
I
parents'
remember
house.
that
What's your
vividly.
name and everything?
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure they misspelled.
Drew Koskick.
Yeah. I've,
That was probably the buggiest Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat game because they really pushed that game
Oh, dude.
to the absolute limits of what the SNES could do.
Yeah.
They,
Such
other
a
than
good
Shiva, they even crammed in more characters than were even in the arcade version, and they added brutalities.
That's right.
I remember
So that game was literally holding on to a thread to
Yeah.
be just functional.
But it held
Right.
so well. It did.
I mean, it was fun. It was just broken.
Yeah, that was like the running sound effect.
There were three running sound effects.
they had to take a lot of sound effects out.
Yeah.
Speaking of fighting games, my favorite fighting game is probably King of Fighters.
Dude, you and Iori.
Which
you
one?
Motherfucker.
Which one?
All of them.
I mean, have you played any of the more recent ones?
No, it's
Nah.
it's one of the '90s games.
SVC
Probably
Chaos?
98.
98, I think.
98.
good.
Yeah.
Not Dream Match 99 on the Dreamcast.
I think it was 98.
98 Ultimate or whatever it's called.
You know, it's I don't remember how I got my hands on it. I think my mom just bought it for me because she saw a fighting game. Because when I got my PlayStation, I had Battle Arena Toshinden
Awesome.
and King of Fighters 95. And I had no idea what King of Fighters really was. Like
Such
I
a
was
game.
aware.
It's a King of Fighters, man.
Oh, well, I was aware of the franchise because like I had so many of the SNK fighting games on the Super Nintendo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Art of Fighting.
I had Art of Fighting. I had Fatal Fury. I had
Fatal
World
Fury's great.
Heroes.
Kane, man.
Couple others, and so
Cherry.
when I got when I got King of Fighters, I was kind of like blown away because I'm like, oh wow, all these characters that I know are in this game.
Yeah.
I had no idea that it was like its own franchise.
Yeah.
It was like a best of, and they really like started the whole annualized thing.
Best
too.
one it was King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match.
Hands
That was, like,
down. Hands down.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was
one.
so much fun.
One
Love that game.
underrated fighting game that I absolutely it blew me away just because of the how like over the top the fatalities were was Eternal Champions on the Sega CD.
Dude.
I thought you were going to
The
say War
Sega
Gods.
Genesis version was awesome, but the
War
Sega
Gods?
CD
Yeah, for
pushed
64.
it
I
for
remember that.
Cinekills,
I remember that game.
Overkills.
The fatalities were so disturbing in
They
that game.
really were, dude. Like it was like what Faces of Death. Remember that back in the day? It was like Faces
Oh,
of Death, but
God.
for fighting games. It was so over the top.
I remember I was playing it at Drew and
touch
I's friend John and Eker's house.
Oh my God, the Pyromania!
And-
Jesus Christ.
And their mom like witnessed one of the fatalities, and she just took the game away from them.
Did she yank it out of the tray, or did she just shut off the TV?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my God, it's so violent.
It was over the top.
Why is she Jewish?
That's a common mom response. Son, this game's bad for you. Shut it off.
Common mom. Jewish. Killer Instinct was good.
Dude, the arcade version was. It still is amazing. Digital Foundry did a retrospective on Rare, starting off Donkey Kong Country and how it led to Killer Instinct, and the process they went through for that was crazy. Especially
Top 3
with the
fighting
way-
games, go.
Oh,
Alpha
easy.
3.
Yes.
Um,
Number 1 is Alpha 3.
yeah,
Okay.
I would say so.
Okay.
Doom. No.
It's you punch imps in the face. That's so a fighting game.
I suck at it, but I love it. X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
See, now I'm thinking of these. I'm glad I'm not going first.
Come on, Drew.
Shaq Fu. No.
Shaq.
That was actually interesting.
Interesting
terrible.
is a word.
It was interesting.
Interesting is a word.
Yes.
It's top 3. Come on. Come on.
No, it's
It's right there.
World champions.
Who?
Street Fighter 2 world champions.
Oh, okay.
Or Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I guess.
You sure? You want to change your list?
I feel like you're going to remind me of something that I love. What is it?
Soul Calibur.
God damn it! How did I not even think about that? Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, Soul Calibur really should. Soul Calibur should be one.
Which
Yeah, that's
Soul
what I was like.
Calibur, though? Which
I was
one?
like, wait a minute.
Alpha 3 should be number 2.
Yeah.
Well, like you put me on the spot.
Soul Calibur 1 or 2.
All right,
Soul
Dave,
Calibur
go.
Black.
Mortal Kombat 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Variety.
I'm on the boat with that.
You're hard on for that.
I'm tired, man.
I
I've been
would
up a
say
long
King of
time.
Fighters 98. SNK vs. Capcom.
God damn, there's
I
so
loved it.
many.
I know. This
Can
is
it be
hard.
top 5? Can
No,
we add
no,
2? God
no, 3.
damn it, Vic.
Okay.
This is
All
Vic's
right.
question, so
And my last game would be Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Wonderful.
Power Stone.
X-Men versus Street Fighter, number 1. Number 2 would be Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. And number 3 would be... Wait,
That's not a game.
I lost it. Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, dude. Street
Yeah.
Fighter 4 was
Street Fighter 4.
All right, Damien,
Yeah.
your turn. 3.
Tekken Tag Tournament number 1. Soul Calibur Original number 2. And then I would say SBC Chaos. No, Capcom vs. SNK number 1.
When you say Soul Calibur Original number 2,
No, Soul Calibur the original, the first one.
But
Okay.
are you referring to the Dreamcast or the
The
arcade?
Dreamcast version.
Because they are different.
Yeah, well, it's the arcade version was System 12, which was PlayStation hardware, and Soul Calibur for Dreamcast was custom.
But not only that though, but like the actual like balance of the game is different too. Like
No,
the
so-
Dreamcast version is
way better.
much better balanced.
Yeah, marginally, absolutely.
Forgot about Clay Fighter.
completely.
Yeah, I
No
remember that.
MSG.
Yeah, Clay
Oh my
Fighter was
God.
pretty funny.
Yeah, so it's Tekken Tag, Soul Calibur, and Capcom vs. SNK. The original, the game, the front end on that game is mind blowing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
I
have
did
to
an
go-
intro screen based off of that.
Mine would be X-Men Street Fighter number 1, hands down, no question.
Dude, come on.
Number 2 would have to be King of Fighters 98. Because I played that in the arcades around the same time as X-Men Street Fighter.
What arcade?
Timeout.
They had that?
Timeout had it.
Yeah.
Really?
Timeout had King of Fighters. I don't know if you remember from our last podcast.
You did mention it.
I mentioned that.
I don't listen to you when you talk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Obviously. Why am I even here?
I don't know.
Who's talking?
Hey, listen,
And-
Stop throwing your voice.
Why are we walking this way?
Number 3 would have to be. This is tough. Number 3, but I would have to say Street Fighter 4.
Yeah. You played the shit out of
I
that
played
game.
the shit out of that game. I love that game.
Spider
Yeah.
Bubble.
What's the
Yeah.
arcade you worked at?
That was oh god, I forget the name of it.
Random Arcade in Milford number 2.
It wasn't Timeout?
No, it was after Timeout.
After Timeout.
I can't remember
After
the name.
time. There's an
I-
after timeout?
Yeah, it was
I
across
used
from
to
Timeout,
play,
but it was after Timeout.
SN vs. Capcom.
FCC
Chaos,
FCC
yeah.
Chaos.
I used to hook you guys up, and Jay would get yelled at.
I would play Evil Iroi. I'd do a double super combo. People would get so pissed at me.
Yeah. The announcer.
This
That game
Round
was
one!
broken. That game was so broken.
Yeah.
But
That
it
game
was
was fucking
fun.
broken.
Red
Yeah.
Armor
You
was
just
a
had
hidden
people
character.
walking away.
I was kicking ass in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, X-Men Street Fighter. One of the few games I got threatened at.
Yeah,
That
I
game was
mean,
the arcade.
that game will make you rage quit.
People, like I got a knife pull on me once. I
Are
never-
you serious?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, X-Men Street Fighter in the
Was
arcade.
it in like the arcade or
Yep,
they like
in
meet
the
you out
arcade.
Because
back?
he was just that
No,
mad.
it was in the arcade. He pulled a knife.
Because he was just so
He
mad
was just
that
mad.
he was losing.
Yeah.
What a loser.
So that's how you
So-
solve it. You stab somebody.
Apparently,
he brought the fighting
that
games
was-
so that
out
way
of
you're
the screen.
Dude, the crazy thing is you could have been
Dude,
bleeding
arcades
to
were
death
no
and you
joke.
still would have beat him.
Quarters up, knives
Arcades were
out.
no joke for fighting games. It was like
No, yeah.
really crazy.
Yeah.
Time's up, bitch.
Yeah.
People got into fights.
Well, like I said before, that was a scene where people come over and they put
Yeah.
the token on
Yeah,
there.
I got next.
And like
Yes.
you
What
would
if somebody
feel
just puts a switchblade?
you would
Basically.
feel the pressure and the
Yeah.
anxiety of knowing that somebody was standing there and you're just like, fuck man, like
Yeah.
either I'm gonna lose or I'm gonna win, and then I'm
Even
probably
even
gonna-
after
Stab.
all that, I still love that game because I spent way too much
Yeah.
time on that game.
So
Yeah.
I think the burning question is, what did you do when they pulled the knife?
I didn't do anything. The guy, luckily, I knew the guy in timeout, so
Marlon?
he was like, yeah.
Marlon, yeah.
He was like, dude, you gotta
want me to
go.
put the knife away?
Like, put that shit away. You gotta get out of here.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So he
kicked him
saw
out.
it happen.
Yeah, you kicked him out.
Wow,
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Damn.
that's
what
insane.
a joke.
Was it a
That's-
butterfly knife? Did you do the thing? The
No,
old
it was
school?
just the.
You guys miss
knife.
Smiles?
It's like a dude from The Outsiders.
Like,
I don't, you know what? I miss Smiles for some reasons, but I don't for others.
Yeah,
Smiles was a shithole.
Yeah, it was.
But it was special.
It was our shithole.
It was our shithole,
Yes.
but it was a shithole. Those machines were non-functional. I remember playing a Street Fighter machine. I think it was Alpha 3, and like I couldn't, like, one of the joysticks was ass out broken.
Yeah,
Just like you couldn't do anything. You were constantly moving.
Yeah.
It was just stuck perpetually right.
So many
you
firsts there.
remember the
Oh my
layout
God.
for Timeout, right? You remember how X-Men Street Fighter was like the
It's like in the back center.
The big, the
Yeah.
back center.
Yeah.
So on the left-hand side, it had like other games lined up.
Mm-hmm.
So about like 5th or 6th game down was King of Fighters
Okay.
on that side.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Right next to Virtual Fighter.
Okay.
Ooh,
It was Virtual Fighter, King of Fighters, Virtual Fighter, and Mortal Kombat.
I don't know why I never bothered to play it. I was into the series at the time.
Yeah, it was right there.
But you know what, though? When Soul Calibur came in, that was...
Soul Calibur was on the...
It was on the right side.
Yeah.
And then they
Tekken Tag was on the right
ended
side.
up putting Soul Calibur 2
It used to be in,
in over there, too.
corner.
And I had some fun with that.
That was fun because you had the Conquest mode.
Yep.
You'd
That was a
people's
lot
eyes.
of fun.
I trained Mitsurugi to be a dick.
That was a lot of fun.
People get mad at you.
So in Soul Calibur 2 for the arcade, you could actually build a character, and it would learn your habits,
Yeah.
and then you would go into this like conquest mode where you can join a team and you can like fight
Take over
against
the world,
and you take
basically.
over but you're so like if you weren't actually playing, your character's avatar was, and you could train your character to use certain moves. So I had two characters that I played as, Mitsurugi and Kalik, and I trained my Mitsurugi to kick people out of the ring. That was his only mission. Kick people out of the ring. He was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Sure
A lot
he
of ring
was.
out matches.
I remember watching somebody play against him. And like, who the fuck is Flashback 22?
That was fun.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 4, me and Will played it a lot.
Yeah, and you taught me a lot. Like I lost a lot, but I was getting better. And
I give you credit for sticking with that game, dude.
yeah,
Like,
it's
even
so
after all
hard.
the shit, like Will was like determined to learn that game.
He was
like,
determined
I
to
will-
beat you.
that too.
Yeah,
Well, that is a
I got
driving
close
factor.
like a couple times, but I never was able to beat you. I think there might have been one round I got you, but I never was able to fully beat you fair and square every round.
That was his winning streak. One round.
And I had to try really hard just to get you in that one round. So
Dave, if I'm not mistaken, you and Damien camped out for like one of the Mortal Kombat releases. At the
Dude,
arcade.
Mortal Kombat 3.
Did you really?
Amusements.
That was, I remember that vividly. That's probably my favorite arcade experience. We went there together, and I just remember there was a sea of people around the arcade,
Well,
including...
just to interject for a second, they had the specialty tournament arcade cabinet set up where it had the dual monitor. So you had the regular arcade cabinet, which was about, 6 feet high?
Oh, the dual
And
one was right.
tournament ones had, it was an extra, 2 feet tall because it had a second monitor. So when the machine was crowded, you could look up and still see what was going on.
Oh, so it was just a mirror of
No, it was a second monitor.
right, but it was a
just showing-
duplicate.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was like a dual.
That's
cast.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So everyone was looking up, and we're just like, "Holy fuck, this is awesome!"
there were people standing on boxes
Oh yeah,
to watch it, and I just remember
it was mob, dude.
I saw someone do an explosive fatality, and there were 6 arms came down, and some guys they put the right number of body parts this time, and I'm just like, no. And then I saw an animality, and I'm like, holy shit, there's an animality.
You
What the
remember which
fuck?
one it was? Was
No.
it Cabal's? It wasn't the Rhino one, right?
I don't remember.
Because
No.
Luke Kang's is the dragon one from MK2. It's just
Was the one that had Babality?
That's every one after part 2, I
Part
think.
2.
Had
yeah,
Babality.
Animality
Yeah.
was new to part 3, and then Brutality was new to the home version.
They just got silly.
Yeah.
They did. They really did.
Friendship.
I remember Reptile's animalities. He turned into a monkey and chased you away, and then Scorpion turned into a penguin, laid an egg, and the egg exploded.
What?
Those were animalities, and that's where it's just the creativity just went down the fucking toilet,
Well,
even
it's just-
though the gameplay got better.
Like, why didn't Scorpion turn into a fucking scorpion?
Because
Because Kano did.
no, Shiva did.
Shiva. Oh, that's right. Kano was a red spider.
So they basically what happened was they gave her the Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 3, and then they added Scorpion
Yes.
into the game.
Well,
and
we
they're
can't use another one.
yeah.
Shit.
yeah.
Put a penguin in. Fuck.
Pretty much.
But dude, one of Jax's fatality in part 3, he had those metal arms, and one of the fatalities, he pulled a T-1000, turned his arms into knives and chopped you up, and even though the character fell apart into 3 slices, it was the head, the torso, 4, the head, the torso, which the arms strangely were attached, the midsection, and the legs, and they just fell like Lego blocks. But then his second fatality was he grew big and stomped on you. And then Liu Kang's other fatality was he dropped the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade machine on you.
This is so uninspired.
It's like, what the fuck?
That's
My
silly.
favorite one is still Cabal's, where he takes his mask off.
Oh, that one was cool.
He screams at you, and your character is so terrified that they drop dead and their soul runs away.
Because Cabal's face was disfigured.
I
so he
mean,
was scared.
that makes sense with Baraka, because if Baraka
Yeah,
woke
his
you up at
face
3
was
o'clock in
like-
the morning, you would die of fright.
Give me
Yeah.
a kiss, Will. Ah!
He's easily the scariest looking dude
Oh,
in
dude.
the
Well,
whole
and
series.
Melina was a clone of Kitana, and she had the same
Yeah.
facial features.
She's still pretty hot.
You know, imagine if Baraka just busted open the door right now.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead, dude. I'm
Yeah.
dead of like an aneurysm,
Yeah.
right? So
Forget the stabbing.
yeah, just
You're like,
But for all the
Maybe that's how Will avoids the stabbing.
for all the
Yeah.
stupidity Mortal Kombat 3 suffered creatively, it played very well and it was huge.
How are the
yeah.
new ones?
I
loved
didn't get into
MK9.
them. I
You
heard
know,
they were good, but I
MK9 was great.
MK9, the one that like remade MKs 1, 2, and 3 was fantastic.
yeah.
10 was good. 11 I purchased, but I haven't really. It hasn't sucked me in.
That's the latest one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they recreated Shang Tsung like directly.
Dude, Shang Tsung in it though is awesome. He is literally straight out of the movie. Same voice actor.
Really?
Hirohito Tagawa.
They based his look on the movie. They recreated his like facial expressions.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the Terminator's in it now.
And the Terminator is in
So
it.
is
He's in
Ronda
everything.
Rousey.
He's in Gears
Yeah.
of War 5 too.
And
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. I mean, the new one does look incredible. We spoke about it on the show before, Drew, and I mean, talk
Yeah.
about realism.
Yeah.